Scene 1. The Decision to Adventure. In her royal palace in Spain, Princess Isabella sits by the window, gazing at the distant horizon. She has always heard about faraway and exotic places, but has never left her kingdom. In her hands, she holds an old map showing the route of the Train of Wishes, which travels from Spain to Singapore. Isabella decides to take a risk and leave the palace to experience the world for herself. She leaves a letter for her parents, telling them she will return with wisdom and new experiences. Scene 2. The magical train station. Isabella arrives at the train station early in the morning. The train is massive and stunning, with vibrant colors and large windows that offer views of the surrounding landscapes. She boards the train and takes her seat, surrounded by passengers from different backgrounds. She meets a Portuguese merchant who tells her about his sea voyages, an Italian artist who paints landscapes, and an Indian scientist who studies stars and planets. Isabella begins to feel excitement and curiosity. Scene 3. Crossing the border into Portugal. As the train crosses the border from Spain to Portugal, Isabella steps onto the train's balcony to see the changing scenery. She is amazed by the beauty of Portugal, the small villages built on hills, and the golden beaches stretching along the ocean. She begins to realize that the world is much bigger than she had imagined. She says to herself, "I've been living in a bubble. The world is full of wonders." Scene 4. Lisbon. The first stop. The train stops in Lisbon, the capital of Portugal. Isabella gets off to explore the city. She hears the sound of guitar music in the narrow streets and meets a young guitarist who teaches her how to play the instrument. She learns a traditional Portuguese song from him and feels joy as she participates in a new culture. She realizes that music is a universal language and that people everywhere have stories and tales that inspire admiration. Scene 5. The first challenge. When Isabella returns to the train, she faces her first real challenge. The Portuguese language is different from Spanish, and she struggles to understand some of the passengers. At first, she feels frustrated, but she learns that communication goes beyond words. She begins to use gestures and smiles, discovering that people respond more to her kind heart than anything else. Scene 6. Reflection. Under the stars. In the evening, Isabella sits by the train window, staring at the stars shining in the sky. The Indian scientist talks to her about the vast universe and how each star represents a different world. Isabella begins to think about her small place in this vast cosmos. She feels humbled and realizes there is so much to learn and experience. Scene 7. The beginning of wisdom. As the train resumes its journey, Isabella sits in her seat, reflecting on everything she has seen and learned in Portugal. She begins to write in her journal, recording her